What's good, everybody? It's your brother Mad Black, the most dangerous and most toxic black man on the internet, and I am black up in your face again with some more pro black commentary. I wanted to do a short video about this cockeyed raccoon here, and he goes by the name of Charleston White, and I'm just not a fan of this person, okay? In my opinion, he's nothing but a clown and a buffoon and a self-admitted coon. So for me, I truly do not understand why so many people that I thought had sense, why they love to post and repost this clown's videos. First of all, I don't even know where this person came from. Now, maybe you can inform me, but it seems like he just popped up out of nowhere. And I'm always wary these days about these people that pop up out of nowhere on social media that everyone seems to love and just repost their videos over and over again. But, I will watch some of his videos that some of you guys post or the ones that you guys sent me. And I've gotten to the point now that if you send me his videos, I'm just going to block you or ban you from ever posting again because this clown has nothing to say or nothing of really nothing constructive that can do anything for black people. And the reason I say that is because even the quote unquote good stuff or the real stuff that he does say that you guys like so much, it's mixed in with so much white supremacist rhetoric and bullshit that you really can't get anything out of it. And like I said, this fool is a super coon. He's an ultra level coon that basically just finds himself on social media. Now, basically, for what I've seen, is he's a former hood Negro that was, messing around with gangs and selling drugs or whatever. That's his backstory, right? And so I see this a lot where you got a lot of these gang banging Negroes or hood guys who went to prison and basically they go and I guess they get a little knowledge or they think they're getting a little bit of knowledge somewhere. And what happens is rather than being a follower or being a banger for the gang, they become a banger for white supremacy or whoever their guru is or whoever taught them this trash. You know what I'm saying? So instead of, you know, uh, Ray or Big Meech or whoever being their big homie in the gang, now it's people like, Thomas Sowell or, some white conservative, like some rhetoric they got from like Rush Limbaugh or, I mean, truth be told, most of the rhetoric that black conservatives have comes from these white racists like Rush Limbaugh and others who have, propagated a lot of early 90s, late 80s, early 90s radio. So they just took all that shit and now they've regurgitated and still use, because I can tell because they're still using the same stats that don't even apply anymore. But, then you got like ignorant little Negroes like Charleston White. He hears this trash and he doesn't have any real knowledge. Like that's the thing that bugs me about a lot of these hood guys. They hear a little bit from somewhere, and because they've never really expanded outside of their old worldview, like they haven't traveled, they really haven't gone anywhere. They're still within that hood mentality. All they see is the hood. Now all they've done is now they're just going to blame black people for everything. It's all black people's fault because basically the only black people they've ever been around are negative black people. They've been around knuckleheads in the gang or other knuckleheads selling dope. So they see all black people as that way. And so they just start regurgitating the same nonsense that comes from these white racists and white conservatives, right? And that's all Charleston White does. He just regurgitates all that same trash that's been debunked several times over. Every black person is not a buffoon like you, Charleston. Because I saw some video where he said listening to Master P made him want to sell dope. Well, then you're a dumbass. Then, if that's the case, he had already gone to prison, and then when he got out again, listening to Master P music made him want to go sell dope or transport dope. You're a damn fool then. If that's the case, there are black people out there who are intelligent enough to listen to that type of music and still live a normal life. You see what I'm saying? There are black people out there who are not followers like you are, who don't have to go with one ideology or another in order to think that they're accomplishing something in life. They don't have to be genocidal one way by selling dope and gang banging, and then come out and be the propaganda arm of white society's genocide by saying, tearing down other black people and generalizing us and putting us all within one structure as we're all one big Negro to these white supremacists, and you regurgitate that same trash. Okay, I'm gonna play some of the stuff that Charleston White has said, and this is the video that prompted me to even do this, because I said this is the person that a lot of you Negroes follow. Here he is walking around with a damn Confederate hat and scarf on like a complete idiot. And so when I see stuff like this, I know what time it is. I know what your mind is on. I mean, that just makes it plain and obvious what type of a clown this person is when he's a black man walking around with Confederate stuff on and regurgitating that trash that, oh, this is just Southern heritage. You dumb bastard. So here's the funny part for me. Before I play the video, let me just say this about the whole Southern heritage thing and the Confederate flag. So Republicans and black Republicans like to push that nonsense that the Republicans are the party of Lincoln. They helped black people. They fought against slavery. That's why black people need to be Republican, right? But who do you see rocking the Confederate flag the most nowadays, politically? It's Republicans, right? White Republicans are the ones carrying that shit on the most, and they bang that Confederate flag real hard. And then they got you dumb Negroes caught up in it too, and you're sitting there smiling with them, and all you've done, Negro, by wearing that Confederate flag is you've joined another gang. You've joined the dumb redneck conservative gang now. You see what I'm saying? So, his mindset, he's nothing but a crawling dog and a buffoon who can't think for himself and has just joined along with these devils out here. So let me go ahead and play this part where he's wearing the Confederate flag so you folks can excuse me, so you folks can hear what he says about him wearing the Confederate flag hat and scarf. Dumbass. I gotta refresh it so we can play, because it's a short one.
Oh, fucking with me. Talking about that. Is that a Confederate hat he was? Yeah, nigga. Hell you talking about? This is heritage. My granddaddy's, pappy's daddy's, and his brother fought as a Confederate soldier. Then my mama's daddy, which is my granddaddy, Freddie White, fought in the Air Force. Fuck you talking about, nigga? Uncle Joe went. Yeah, nigga, fuck you talking about.
Yeah, so he's sitting at looks like he's sitting at a restaurant. Looks like a very familiar restaurant too, by the way. I don't know if just all Southern restaurants are built this way or what, but he's talking about people ask him, is he wearing a Confederate hat? And he's like, yeah, my grandpappies, daddies, or whatever, they served as Confederate soldiers. Well, guess what, Negro? That means they were coons too. Then that's all that means. Just because you have relatives or ancestors who do something stupid doesn't mean you have to do it. Okay? I got direct coons in my family. I got alcoholics in my family. Does that mean I need to become an alcoholic? I got drug addicts in my family. Does that mean I need to become a drug addict? I have a long line of alcoholics in my family. Long line. I'm talking about great-grandparents, grandparents, and everything else. Does that mean I need to do it? I got men in my family who never took care of their children, who ran out on their children. Do I need to do that now? That's not heritage. You see what I'm saying? So because you have people that do dumb things in your family doesn't mean you do them too. But like I said, cockeyed, buffoonish follower. So let me play another part here where he talks about Black Lives Matter. And you know, coon Negroes love to talk about Black Lives Matter. That's their bread and butter these days, is the crap on Black Lives Matter, as if they really care about what goes on with these weirdo black liberals out here who profess Black Lives Matter. These Negroes come out there to try to be the antithesis to that. But let's listen to what he says about that, because it's not so much the beginning, but the ending of what he says. And I'm going to tear his little ass up when he says what he says, okay? But let me refresh it so you can hear it.
Nigga in the community, in the hood, toting a gun. His bullet is for another nigga. When he loading a gun, he thinking about killing another nigga. When he put it in his pants pocket, he hollering about this is for a nigga. He never think to pull that trigger and the target is gonna be a white face.
Yeah, and that goes for you too, Negro. That goes for you too, by the way. All you've done is become the verbal version of that. Is you would never speak up or speak out against white racists or white supremacy. You will only direct your ire and what negative stuff that you have to say, you would direct it against black people. So that goes for you too, Negro. You haven't changed one bit. All you've done is you traded your gun in for a YouTube platform. Now you're just trashing black people with your mouth rather than just doing it by shooting at it with a gun. You're going to spread the propaganda with your mouth, but some people would argue it's just as bad, if not worse. Let's play some more.
Nigga, he don't even dream of that. It's a nightmare. If a nigga dream of killing the white man, he wake up in the night, bro. And say, "Ooh, thank you, Lord, I thought I killed the white man." But he'll fantasize and dream about killing a nigga all day.
I don't know what he's talking about here. I don't fantasize about killing anybody, much less another black person. But this is the sick mind of a coon Negro. I guess that's what he thinks about when he's not thinking about white females and being a buffoon and a coon on social media.
Do you support Black Lives Matter?
No, I do not support Black Lives Matter. I ain't fought in one bitch, let alone 3 gay bitches nowhere. And that ain't to disrespect the gay culture. I just think the man is supposed to lead. And Black Lives Matter, they don't fight a nigga that's getting mistreated by the child support system. They ain't showing up when a nigga going to court with the injustices of the court system. They wait to a raglash nigga like George Floyd, Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin, little disrespect fast. They wait to people like...
You hear that? So Trayvon Martin was disrespectful. And this goes along with something else I heard Charleston White say, where he said everyone in jail, every black person in jail deserves to be there. No black person in jail is innocent. And he even said, like, any black person who's been shot by the police, they all deserved it. They were all doing something they weren't supposed to be doing, right? First of all, Trayvon Martin wasn't shot by the police. He was killed by some scumbag who was following him around at night with a pistol for no reason. Trayvon Martin wasn't doing anything suspicious unless talking on the phone outside is suspicious all of a sudden. So talking on the phone outside, I guess, is a crime in white America and in Charleston White's mind. So that's evil now. That's something you deserve to be executed for. And even if Trayvon Martin was disrespectful to George Zimmerman, who in the hell is George Zimmerman to demand anything? He's not an authority figure, but see, the coon-ass Negroes like Charleston White, he will probably take off his hat and be groveling on the floor when George Zimmerman asks him a question about, yes, sir, I know, I ain't doing nothing out here, massa. I guess that's what he means that black people need to do when a white person asks you a question, even if they are not an authority figure to be asking you anything. George Zimmerman is not an authority figure, okay? The McMichaels father and son team that killed Ahmaud Arbery, they're not an authority figure, Negro. They have no right to be doing what they're doing, okay? Let's listen. I'll let the last of this part of this play, and then I'll talk about some more of it.
Get killed, right? Police ain't never shot a nigga with his degree cap on. You ain't never seen the police kill a nigga with a pair of work boots.
Yes, you have, dumbass. Maybe you haven't, but yeah, it does happen. There are plenty of black men and women just going to work, not bothering anybody, who get killed by the police. You racist piece of trash. And that's all Charleston White is he's a white supremacist boot licking, butt licking Negro. Okay? That's all he is. A Confederate coon. And I don't know why anyone would want to post or repost any nonsense that he would have to say. Don't come on my channel talking about, well, he got some good points though. Then you're just as dumb as he is. Okay? Because there are people out there, just because they might have a good point here and there, does not mean you should follow them. Does that mean you're going to follow Candace Owens then because she has some good points? Huh? You're going to follow Herschel Walker because he has some good points? It's like just because I'm not propagating some bullshit from people who does not have the good interest of my people at heart. And I don't care about any of the nonsense that he claims to put out there about helping the youth. When you're putting out rhetoric like this, trash like this, it's not helping people when all you're doing is creating more self-deprivation within black people by making them seem like they're the fault and they're guilty for every goddamn thing. And you would never do that to a white person. You only do that to other black people. And then you spout lies like this, like Trayvon Martin was disrespectful, or only black cops never kill any black person who's just working or has his work boots on. Bullshit. And Charleston White is full of trash. And no, I don't want to debate him or talk to him, so don't send me any nonsense like that either. Okay? He's a clown and a coon and a buffoon. I don't even want to waste my time even talking about him any more than this. You guys let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on a crooked-eyed coon's back.